Welcome, yogis. You've made it to your mat. Today we're going to get started in our child's pose. So to wake up into the hips just a bit, we're going to start in child's pose with your big toes to touch, and then set your knees down as wide as your mat or a little wider than hips distance. And then pressing gently into your hands, start to sink your hips back towards your heels. Ideally, your hips would really reach those heels sinking low, but just notice where you release, wherever that is. And bring the forehead down to the mat. Take a few deep breaths here. Letting the arms relax. Every inhale, feel your upper back expand, filling up with breath. Every exhale, maybe sink your hips a little closer to your heels. Trying your best just to arrive on your mat. Become really present in this moment, knowing that this time is fully for you and your practice. So whether you're feeling like really motivated and excited to practice, or if you're feeling like you're kind of having to drag yourself through this and, oh my gosh, I want to just relax, well, you made it. You began, that's the toughest part. So let's just take a few deep breaths acknowledging that. And pressing into your hands on an inhale, get strong through all parts of the hands, and press up, coming, rounding through the spine towards your tabletop pose. In tabletop, your hands are just beneath the shoulders, knees about hips distance apart. And then press into your hands so the upper back kind of rounds here. That space between the shoulder blades, pressing out of the mat. Pull your belly button up and into your spine, starting to connect through the core, through the back. Want your whole body working together in every posture. And then from here, just curl your toes into your mat. Lift your knees, send your hips high. Taking our first down dog. So in down dog, I want to press into all parts of the hands, making sure that you're not relying just on the palms or just on the fingertips, all parts of the hands pressing down, and then wrap your triceps in towards your ears, melt your heels down towards the mat. You can have a little micro bend in your knees, and you can also bend your knees a lot here if you need to. So really sinking your upper body towards your thighs. Bend as much as you need to. If you can straighten out those legs, melt the heels down, you can do that as well. Pedal out the feet a few times here, just coming into your first down dog of practice. And find a little stillness. Take a big inhale, fill up. Exhale, see if you can fold your upper body even a little closer towards your legs. Inhale, come up high in the toes, and then exhale, kind of waving forward. Track your shoulders over your wrists and lower the knees down. So this is knee down plank. So we're not in tabletop. Knees aren't right below the hips. They're a little further back. Hands are still beneath the shoulders. And then tops of the feet down into the mat. Work your shoulders a little bit forward of the wrists. So not too far back, not too far forward, just a bit forward. Take a big inhale, pull belly button to spine. Exhale, sending your elbows straight back. Careful not to let them splay open like a push-up. But straight back, we're going to lower our chest and our chin right down to the mat in a worm pose. Inhale, coming forward, laying all the way down onto the mat. Press the tops of the feet into the mat, lifting the kneecaps, and then bring your hands to your lower ribs. Peel the chest up, Cobra Pose. So in your Cobra, you really want to feel your belly fill up on your inhales, and it kind of presses into the mat, helping you lift a little bit more, strengthening that lower back. And on your exhales, maybe the belly empties and you kind of lower, but keep lifting on the inhales, getting a little higher each time. Strong through our core, strong through our lower back. Peel the chest open, shoulder blades down the back, draw elbows in towards one another. One more big inhale, lift, 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 maybe float the hands. Exhale, lower forehead down. Inhale, press into the hands, coming back towards tabletop pose, shoulders over wrists, knees over hips, or hips over knees. And then curl through your toes, lift the knees, send the hips high, downward facing dog. Take a little bend in the knees, gaze forward at the hands, and super slowly start to walk your way up, top of the mat. Forward fold. Maybe grab opposite elbows, take a little sway side to side here. And gently release that bind if you had opposite elbows. And on an inhale, we're gonna come to a halfway lift, flat back. So bringing your hands to your shins, lengthen through the crown of the head. Draw your shoulders down your back away from your ears. Pull your belly button up and into your spine. And think about here lengthening through the crown of the head and through the tailbone. So we're not really hunched over, but we're also not like dropping and arching too far forward like our Cobra. Just nice, flat, long spine. Exhale, forward fold. Let it go. Moving with breath. So every movement has a breath. Every breath has a movement. Inhale, lengthen, long spine, halfway lift. Keeping a little micro bend in the knees so we're not locking out. Exhale, forward fold. We're gonna root to rise this time, sweeping the arms all the way up high. So rising with a strong flat back. Sweep the arms all the way up high. As your fingertips reach all the way up, notice the shoulders, if they're hunching or scrunching up towards the ears, just gently melt them down and away. So we're not holding any stress in our shoulders. We're melting down. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Once more, check in that the shoulders are relaxed. Let the eyes close here and let yourself just become rooted down in the mat for a moment. Feel yourself supported by the floor beneath you. And starting just to connect our whole body to work together. Working up the legs, pull up on your kneecaps to engage your quads, your thighs, strong thighs. Pull up from lower belly and back on your belly button, strong core. Make sure your lower back is flat, not arching too far out or in. Relaxing shoulders, and finally, a quiet mind and a little smile on your face. Gently let the eyes begin to flutter open and sweep the arms up high once more. Gaze up at the thumbs. Exhale, dive, pushing the walls away. Forward fold, heart leads forward, hips lead back. Let it all go. Inhale, halfway lift once more. And then plant your hands. Slowly step the right foot back. Strong in those hands, left foot comes back to meet right. Lower the knees straight down, coming towards that knee down plank once more. So we're going to take our vinyasa, going from our high plank, supported plank, to low. Instead of lowering our chest and chin this time, again, elbows don't come open, not quite a push-up. We're going to send the elbows straight back. So you land and your elbows, your triceps are aligned with your ribs. Hold here for 1. And then inhale, peel it up, this time coming towards up dog. So as you lift, press into your hands, press into your feet. Those are the only things in the mat. Everything else is lifted. Lift the heart, draw the elbows or the shoulder blades down the back. Take a big inhale, lift, stretching through the abs, strengthening the wrist. Exhale, lower the knees, curl through the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. And then checking in with our downward dog, shift forward towards a high plank just for a moment. And in your high plank, you're flat as a board, and your elbows, your shoulders, and your wrists are all aligned. So from here, you don't want to move your hands or your feet, you just want to send the hips back. And that's your foundation for down dog. So even if that means your heels don't quite reach the mat, that's okay. Take a big inhale. We're going to reach that right leg straight up and high behind us. And then draw your right knee into your chest. Drop the foot between the hands. If it didn't quite reach between the hands, that's okay, land it where it may. Maybe you have to grab the ankle, kind of help it up a bit. And when you arrive, lower the left knee down. Coming towards our low crescent lunge. You're gonna sweep the arms up high. Make sure you're not sinking into your lower back. But make sure you are sinking into that left hip so you get a nice hip stretch here. Arms are reaching up high, shoulders are relaxed, and then knitting your ribs in towards one another, not letting that splay open too much. Ribs knit in, and then heart lifts. Relax the shoulders once more. Sink a little deeper into that left hip. Hold for 5 nice breaths. Every inhale, think about lengthening the crown of your head up a little bit higher. Every exhale, draw your belly button into your spine. Sink a little deeper into the stretch. One more big inhale. Exhale, reach the hands behind the back. Interlace your fingers, press your palms together, draw your knuckles down, draw shoulder blades together, lift the heart. 3 big breaths. Starting to energize, speed up the metabolism, opening our hearts. Inhale, sweep the arms up high. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And I'm just going to turn it around just for viewers' sake. And then from hands at heart center, you're going to take your left elbow outside of that right thigh, coming to our prayer twist. So kind of like you're hooking the left elbow outside the right thigh so you can press and twist, and then press, press, press into your palms. Make sure the fingers aren't splaying forward, but they're kind of in towards your heart. And you want the goal is your thumbs at heart center. If you can't quite twist that deep yet and you're a little bit more here, that's fine. Just working on pressing, 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 relaxing shoulders away from the ears. And if you can, gaze over that back right shoulder. 5 breaths here, really detoxifying. So twists are detoxifying. They're kind of like wringing out your spine like a sponge, getting rid of any of that stuff we don't want anymore. And once more, using the breath, every inhale, lengthen through the crown of the head. Every exhale, pull your belly button to your spine, creating a little more room to twist a little deeper. Really twisting from your core. One more big inhale, twist, twist, twist. Exhale, frame up that right foot. Curl through back toes, lift back knee, and option for a progression with our vinyasa from those high to low planks. So step the right foot back to meet the left. And you can stay here, or you can lower knees down. You can come to the worm, chest, chin. You can come to a halfway lower, shoulders a little forward of the wrists, and the elbows straight back. Or maybe this time you keep those knees lifted. Come a little bit forward on your toes so your heels kind of reach forward. Shoulders a little bit in front of the wrists. Press into your hands. The upper back kind of puffs up here. The space between the shoulder blades rounds. Pull belly button into spine. Take a big inhale. Exhale, elbows lead straight back. Lower halfway. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale. Downward facing dog, up and over those toes, hips lead back. Fold your upper body towards your thighs. Now I'm just gonna turn back around to the way I was facing before. Very graceful. All right, and then from down dog, inhale, lift left leg straight up and high. Taking it to the other side, left foot reaches between the hands, or as close as you can get it. You can always work it up thereafter. Maybe curl through back toes, send the right knee back a little bit further if you'd like. Sink even a little deeper. Sweep the arms up high. Low crescent. Relax the shoulders. Lift the heart. Keep that core strong and engaged. Pull belly button back. One more big inhale. Lift and lengthen. Exhale, hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, press the palms together, draw the knuckles down, draw shoulder blades together, lift the heart, lift the gaze, 5 breaths. On your next inhale, sweep the arms up high, gaze up at the thumbs, exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale to lengthen through the crown of the head, coming towards that twist once more. Right elbow this time hooks outside the left thigh, pressing into your palms to twist as deep as you can, right from your core, right from your belly button. So not from the neck, not from the hips, right from midsection. Twist, twist, twist. One more big inhale, twist it out a little more. Exhale, frame up that left foot. Curl through your right toes, lift your right knee, and this time step that left foot right back, down dog. Awesome, pedal out the feet a little here. And then slowly, bending in the knees, walk up top of the mat. Forward fold and you arrive, let it go. Inhale to halfway lengthen. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, sweep it all the way up high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Awesome, once more, checking in. Feet are grounded, kneecaps lift, thighs are strong, shoulders relaxed, and smiling. The most important part, take a big inhale, sweep it up, gazes to thumbs. Exhale, dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Once more, plant your hands, step back, high plank or knee down plank. Remember, your practice, do what feels best for you. Inhale to hold here. Come a little bit forward on the toes, elbows a little bit in front of wrists. You're halfway lower, worm, knee down, or halfway plank. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg reaches straight up and high. Exhale, once more, step the right foot between the hands. This time, keep that left knee lifted. Bring your left and your right hand to your thigh, lift and open through the collarbone, and then sweep your arms up high by your ears. So from here, just make sure your right knee is tracking directly over that right ankle, not too far back, not too far forward, and then energize out through that left heel, strong and straight in your back leg, still pulling up on your kneecap to keep your thighs strong and engaged. Squeeze the glutes, square the hips. So if you feel like your left hip kind of popping open, maybe bend in that knee just for a moment, draw your left hip forward, right hip back, then straighten it out once more. Take a big inhale, lift and lengthen. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale. 2 more full breaths. Finding your gaze, your drishti, your point of focus to help with balance. Awesome. Bring your hands to your hips. Turn that back foot flat and then square your body towards the long edge of the mat. Once more, checking that right knee is over right ankle, and then your left toes are pointing just a bit inward. Take your hands to your hips, coming towards warrior 2. Gently press that left hip back, and then press your right knee just a bit back towards your right pinky toe. So you want your hips really square towards the long edge of the mat. Bring your arms out to shoulder height, gaze over front fingertips. Take those left ribs and just draw them back just a bit. You'll notice your right thigh is taking on a lot of heat. So you want that left leg to be doing some work too. Maybe even think about drawing your legs in towards one another so your inner thighs are working. Your entire lower body's working together here. Not all the heat on that right thigh. Woo, sink a little lower. One more, big breath in, lengthen through the crown of the head. Exhale, sink a little lower. Inhale, flip that front palm. Exhale, reverse, peaceful warrior. Lengthen the right arm over the right ear. And then on an exhale, work your arms all the way down. Frame up that right foot. Come on to the left toes once more. Step back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. From down dog, inhale, left leg reaches. Exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Keep that right leg lifted. And then gently just start by taking your hands to your thighs. Broaden your collarbone forward. And then coming to stand all the way up. High crescent lunge. Take a big inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sit a little lower. Check in once more. Hips are square. So your right hip this time isn't popping open. It's really square to the front of the mat, and your left knee is right over that left ankle. Stacking our joints here. Keep shoulders relaxed, check in that they're not lifting, nice and relaxed. Core is strong and engaged, lower back's flat. 2 more full breaths, you got this. Take the hands to the hips, pivot that back foot flat, coming to warrior 2 on the other side. Again, I'll just turn it around here. So you want to start with checking with your foundation. Check that that left heel is lined up with the right arch. Toes are slightly in, and then left knee kind of opens towards the left pinky toe, right hip presses back. Nice and square to the long edge of the mat. Arms long. Shake it out, maybe give it a little shimmy, and then gaze over left fingertips, melt the shoulders down. Have a little smile. Right over those fingertips, kind of like you're gazing into the future. Again, a lot of heat on that left thigh. So kind of draw your right ribs back. Let that right leg do some work. Let your lower body all work together. It's not all on one muscle group here. Take a big inhale. See if you can lengthen the crown of the head towards the sky a little more. And then exhale, sit a little lower. Keep both legs working. Inhale, left palm reaches up towards the sky. Exhale, reverse. Take a big inhale to lengthen. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down. Frame up that front foot. Step back, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. One more big inhale. And then on an exhale, slowly start to lower the knees down. You can keep the knees together for the lower back this time, or once more wide as your mat for the hips. Sink your hips back towards your heels, and then melt the crown of your head, your forehead down to the mat. And start to walk your hands towards your knees, pressing into the mat, slowly rise. Sitting onto the heels, shoulders roll back, down and away. And then sitting off to one side, we're going to come to lay down, coming towards our bridge pose. So come all the way down to the mat, and then take your feet flat into the mat, knees up towards the sky. Feet are about hips distance apart, and then check in that you can just about lightly graze your heels. Keep your gaze fixed on one still point on the ceiling. You definitely don't want to look side to side when you're coming into bridge. You want to protect your neck. So from here, we're going to lift off, but you want to think about really pressing into the heels, into the mat, and then lifting one vertebra at a time. So kind of lifting, curling lower back, mid back, and then upper back up. So really nice and slowly, squeeze the thighs in towards one another. Don't let them splay open. Press into the heels, nice and slowly lift. Lower back, press into those heels, mid back, squeeze the thighs in, upper back. And you can stay right here, or maybe you interlace your fingers beneath you, and then start to walk your shoulder blades in towards one another. Keep pressing into the heels, lifting, lifting, lifting. Squeeze the thighs in towards one another. About 5 breaths here. Strengthening the legs, stimulating that throat chakra, chin to the chest. Every inhale, press into the heels, lift a little higher. Keep that gaze still. Remember not to look side to side. One more big inhale, lift, lift, lift. On an exhale, keep lifting. Bring your arms out by your sides like a T, and then just as slowly as we lifted, lower, upper back, mid back, lower back. Soles of the feet together, knees fall open to the side. Reclined butterfly. Let your arms just be by your sides, wherever they want to be. And then send the left leg long on the mat. Hug your right knee in. And then draw that right knee across your body, supine twist. So left hand takes the right knee across. Right arm extends long by your side. Gaze over front fingertips. So coming to our final twist, our final gentle detoxifying posture. Your knee is going in one direction, your gaze is going in another, just to complete that twist. If that's not good for the neck, just keep gazing up. And then slowly inhale, knee to center. Send the right leg long, hug the left knee in, taking our twist to the other side. Right hand brings that left knee across the body. Gaze over left fingertips. Maybe your eyes begin to soften or close completely here. Inhale up to center. Hug your knees into your chest. You can either hold each leg individually or hug them in, maybe finding opposite elbows. If you have a little bit more, make sure your lower back stays flat to the mat. Coming into a little self-massage, poor man's massage this is called. It's kind of giving your spine a little love, rocking side to side. And then maybe a few circles with the knees to stimulate the lower abdominal wall and give the lower back a little massage. So we're going to do 3 in one direction. And yoga is all about balance, so make sure you do 3 in the other. And then start to flex your feet up towards the sky. Coming towards happy baby, draw your knees down towards your underarms. And you can either hold the thighs and start to draw the knees down, or if you have a little bit more, kind of reach the arms insides of the legs and then reach for the outsides of the feet. Keep flexing those feet up high. Keep your lower back on the mat, draw your knees down. Ha, getting into those hips. Maybe here, even a little rock side to side, like a happy baby, hence the name. And then nice and slowly, just begin to release that. We're coming towards our final resting pose. So send your legs long and as wide as the mat. Let your feet fall open to the side, and then take your right hand to your belly and your left hand to your heart. We're going to take 3 deep breaths here. On an inhale, feel your belly and your chest rise, fill up. And on your exhale, open your mouth, sigh it out nice and loud, let it go. Nice, 2 more like that, just let it go, big inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. 1 more, big breath in. Big breath out. Release your arms out by your sides. Let your palms face up. Let your eyes close. Your jaws relaxed. Your entire body fully relaxed here. Just melting away into the mat. Knowing in this space there is nothing you need to do. Nowhere you need to be. Fully still, silent, and relaxed in Shavasana. I invite you to stay here as long as you may need or as long as time allows. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed, please give a thumbs up below or leave a comment and subscribe for more free yoga. Namaste.